This is slave one, and right now you're looking at the instruction guide, the painting guide for the slave one, and apparently FineMolds, when they produce this, this is the actual studio model for Empire Strikes Back, and it is utilized in the painting guide, so I'm very happy about that. Because this is what we're going to go with. So I'm going to use the colors that they call out. They're primarily Mr. Color, actually they're all Mr. Color, but we're going to deviate a little bit here and there. And we're going to get underway shortly. But so about this model, okay, so colors. Well, it looks like the base color is going to be Mr. Color 128 Gray Green. And that seems to be all the base color, with underneath everything that seems to have all the chipping. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cover the model entirely with Mr. Color 128. I'm going to use a little bit of white to lighten it, to lighten panels and things of that nature, but it will be the base coat. So we're going to, in the video, we're going to show all this ship being covered in this color. Now the underside, the propulsion area, is definitely a lighter gray, and we'll concentrate on that in a later video, but for now let's take care of it with this. Now, so okay, so if you can see the amount of paint removed off panels in different colors here, how are we going to do that? Well, good question. So a lot of people would have suggested why don't you use the hairspray method. So you'd cover the whole thing in hairspray. You do a couple of coats of that, then you apply your color on top of that, then you activate. Now it would have to be an acrylic. You activate it with water and you remove in the area strategically, using this guide as an example, and removing all the paint from that point on. Now there is a huge areas where there is paint that is supposed to be removed, and I thought, well, to do that amount of area, I was going to do it in reverse. Or what I mean is I'm going to actually mask off the areas with Vallejo liquid mask, and painstakingly with a little brush painting all those little areas. I'm obviously going to use this as a guide, and we're going to cover it that way and then put on the base colors. So that's the plan, and we'll see how it goes through. So after that is done, the colors that are going to go on top are going to be Mr. Color number 60 RLMO2 Gray. That replicates this lighter green here, and we'll see how that goes, because when I look at the color here and the call out that says on the sheet, well, I wonder if it does dry a little bit darker, because this is sort of a very, very light pastel type green, and I just wonder if this is going to be able to handle it. So we'll see what happens. We might actually have to add some green to it, but that'll be for that. For the red brown, I didn't have anything in lacquer that would be red brown, but I did have this Yamato color, Garmillas Red 2, and if you sort of connect it to the bottom, it's very, very close. So we're just going to go with that. That'll be the red brown. That'll be on the main hull or the fuselage here. Mitsubishi green, they call out here. Well, that's what we're going to use for that. 124, Mr. Color. What else are we looking at here? Okay, so the German gray, these areas right behind the extended part of the fuselage. Oh, this is going to be German gray. We're going to use an actual acrylic with that. Maybe add some clear gloss emulsion to that, just to give it a little bit more strength. Neutral gray will be in the inside here. So Mr. Color, well, actually it's not Mr. Color, it's Aqueous Gunze, number 53, neutral gray. We'll take care of that. There is a sort of an earth green tone on the inside. So here we are. This is sort of the stanchion that holds the fin here, or the, anyways, whatever that is. This is going to be an earth color. So it might go with something like this. This is possible, or I might just throw something together. That'll take care of that. And that was Mr. Color 310 brown. What else are we looking at here? There's some details on the stabilizer. I don't remember. Number 58, yellow orange or orange yellow. So got that here, and minor details here and there. So that's what we're going to concentrate on first, and next time you see anything is going to be in this painting booth. So here we go. We're starting the painting. We've established the root color. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask off. So let's, I'm going to start with the main hull. Okay, so I'm going to mask off by hand all of these little areas, and I'm going to paint them on with liquid mask, and using this Vallejo product. I used this before, it's pretty good. So I have an extra one here just in case. I think this is overkill, but anyways. So using the mask, I'm going to paint them on. And I'm going to use, obviously, this color guide as a guide for where I'm going to do that. And once it's finished, I'm going to spray it the hull red. And then on the ends is going to be the German gray. Down here. And in front, and then these two little panels in the front here are going to be masked black. And once those are all dry, then we're going to use our painter's tape, low tack tape, and pull off all the masking. And we'll see how well this actually results. Alright, so let's try it out. Alright, I grabbed 3 old brushes to accomplish this technique. Just figured I'd start with, just cut down, that's a cheapie. It's a number 1 round. I just cut off in half, and this will cover the larger areas that I want to have the masking on. Then looks like a 5-0 or something like that. This will, kind of be the fine work, and the really tiny little scratches and stuff like that. Hopefully I'll be able to achieve with this. And then even smaller, just cut way down, maybe some, like a little bit of stippling or something, get some of those scratches in there. But yeah, it's an old 10-0. So anyways, let's get underway here. I've got my little tray here. I'll constantly probably clean that off and apply more of the mask. And then I have a water receptacle just on the side, out of camera, out of view. Which I'll, because there's going to be a buildup of dried masking fluid. So yeah, okay, so we're going to start on the side. We're going to take a look at this side profile here, and we're going to begin by masking, applying the masking in these areas. So let's get cracking. Okay, so I'm just in from the paint booth. Now I want to remove the masking, but be honest with you, I'm really itching to see how the masking fluid went. So I'm just going to avoid the dark gray areas for now until that has a day or two to cure. But we'll try and take off some of this and see how it looked. So yeah, let's get taken off this tape first. Cool. Nice clean mask. Now my only concern is that we don't actually completely remove the base coat. So we'll see how this fared. And if it goes well, then we'll continue this for the upper hull. Oh, there we go. Alright, so far I like the way the come on you. I like the way the it's come off. It's good. Nice clean lines. No bleeding or anything like that. Alright, so let's get some tape and yeah, we'll start removing the liquid mask. Okay. So it's just some painter's tape. Just gonna roll up in a little, well, I don't want anything too tacky and risk removing some of the base, but anyways, so we are going to avoid this till it sets up more with that dark gray. Interesting. Ooh, cool. So far, so good. Very nice. Gotta say, I do like the Vallejo liquid mask. Now we can always go back with the gray green and just do little touch-ups with a brush just to you know, fine-tune it. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with that. So we'll continue on. Nice. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot. Yeah. And the reason I use the Gunze is that it's a lacquer based. Mr. Color is pretty strong stuff. Now, knock on wood. So hopefully nothing comes off, but so far, I'm quite impressed. Alright, there you go. Now, with the benefit of some weathering and some other techniques, should really come together. Alright. There you have it.